Jorge Masvidal is going to lose at UFC 251, and I have my reasons coming up. If this is your first time on my channel, leave a like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Now let's get to the episode. Let me start off by saying that I really like Masvidal. I think he's a dog. He's a straight scrapper. Every single fight that I see, he's always using that beautiful jab of his. He's proclaimed as one of the best boxers in the UFC. So I'm really excited to see what type of way he's going to attack Usman, because as we all know, Usman is one hell of a wrestler. That's how he wins all of his fights, and that's how he got the title, is by dominating and taking his opponent to the ground and scoring those points, getting the takedowns. Now, in the last fight against Covington, Usman proved that he has the power to be able to hurt somebody, and he can mix up his combos and be pretty effective on the ground instead of being that one-trick pony just taking everybody to the mat. Now, with that being said, when Usman was taking that risk of standing on the ground against Covington, he got hit a lot. He was open for a lot of jabs. He was coming in, and Covington was just landing jabs all day long, either off his using the right or using the left. He kept on landing all of his jabs coming in. The reason why I think Masvidal is going to lose is not because he's not that great of a fighter. I think he's absolutely amazing. But if you look at his last 5 fights, he's 3-2 in those last 5 fights. Now, I went back and I watched all those fights. The fight against Demian Maia, it could have gone either way. I personally had Masvidal winning that fight. Maia was able to take him to the ground, I believe, 3 times in the fight. But overall, Masvidal, he landed a lot more power shots. He did a lot more damage to Maia than Maia did to him, taking him down. I know in the first round, Maia kind of got him in a body lock from his back and kind of just sat on his back for the whole round. And Masvidal did one hell of a job defending all of his attacks. He didn't give up his neck. He didn't get choked out. And that showed to me in that fight against Demian Maia that Masvidal has pretty good ground game as far as defending himself. The big issue for me is, was he kind of exposed in that fight by getting taken down 3 times? But I mean, Maia is one of the greatest submission artists in UFC history. I believe he has 9 submission victories in the UFC, 2nd place all time, 1 behind Gracie. But yeah, I feel like Usman is a different beast than Maia. So I think with Usman being the naturally bigger guy, I think he's going to be able to take Masvidal down pretty easily if that's what he is deciding to do. I don't know with the short notice fight if Usman is ill-prepared for Masvidal, because in my opinion, I feel like Masvidal has been training this entire time as if he was going to fight Usman, or if he was thinking that he was going to get the fight after Burns potentially lost. I just feel like he's been gearing up for this title fight for a while. I feel like the reason why Masvidal is in this situation to fight for the title is because he has the fans behind him. When he fought Darren Till and he got that knockout victory that put him on the map, and then when he followed that up with that super flying knee against Ben Askren and got the fastest knockout in UFC history, that really put him over the top for a title chance opportunity. Then when he got the fight against Nate Diaz, he completely dominated Nate Diaz. I feel like he brought it to him in all 3 rounds before the doctor stopped the fight because of the cut. He completely dominated Nate Diaz and looked like he was in another class. So with that being said, I feel like this is one hell of a fight for Masvidal's legacy. He's getting older. He's like 35, 36 years old. This is his chance to prove, hey, I'm one of the best. I've been around for a long time, and I'm schooling these kids. I've just been waiting for my opportunity. Now that I have it, I'm going to take it and run with it. But if Masvidal loses, now what? If he loses his last 6 fights, he's 3-3. That doesn't look too appealing to me. So this is huge for him to pull out this victory. His career, in my opinion, is on the line. Now, on the other end, if Usman loses, he just gets that, the rematch clause in his contract is just going to flip and he gets another chance at it. Something else I want to point out about Jorge Masvidal was in his most recent loss, the fight against Wonderboy Stephen Thompson, he was knocked down, I believe, 3 times in that fight. He never looked like he was hurt, as if he was too dazed, more like he was caught off guard and he got put on his ass. But that being said, I feel like Usman has a lot more power than Stephen Thompson does. So I want to see, how is Masvidal going to react when Usman lands a couple shots on him? The key to this fight is Masvidal's ability to stay on his feet. If Usman takes this fight to the ground, it's a wrap. He's just going to overpower Masvidal, work his way up, land some choppy elbows in full guard or half guard, and it's going to be a wrap. It's going to be a long, long night. But it's interesting because Masvidal has never been knocked out or submitted in the UFC. So my personal opinion on this fight is Usman's not going to try to keep it standing like he did against Colby Covington. He did that to prove a point. He didn't really like Covington, so he was bringing the heat to show everybody, hey, I'm going to whoop his ass at his own game. We're going to throw these hands, and I'm going to come out on top. This is my belt. I hate this dude. Fuck this dude. This is my house. I want to see how Masvidal is going to attack Usman. He has beautiful leg kicks. I want to see him attacking that lead leg of Usman's, and then also stick the jab. Use the jab. Use your range. Kind of keep him off you. Defend all takedowns is key. And just do what you do. Masvidal is one of the best strikers in UFC. His movement with his feet and with his head movement is beautiful. It's crisp. If he can work his jab all night long and land them leg kicks and land those kicks to the body and kind of wear Usman down, I feel like that's going to be his best chance of winning. My personal opinion for the victory is going to be Usman in a split decision.